and then probably something else to make them as good as they are. But it's the only thing even close is a lemonade stand, but I feel like they still don't even compare. This is one of the stands I was just talking about. And the next thing is music. And culturally in Mexico, music, there's a more traditional type, which is like mariachi. And after researching more about them, they kind of seem almost like more kind of like country, like a country type genre. Like it's kind of like a little band, and then they play mostly like love songs, heartbreak songs, and songs about like drinking. And that kind of like reminded me of country music. And then of course there's like more common genres like we have here, like rap, hip hop, or whatever. And it's just like it's very similar, but just in Spanish, and just a little bit different, but have all the same elements. And then the environment, or like the atmosphere in Mexico, is very friendly and hardworking. Friendly because everywhere I went with my uncle or aunt or dad or wherever, they always seem to know everyone, or like even if they didn't know it, like they talk to each other like they knew each other. And the hardworking because everyone's doing what they can to make their money. Vendors working, labor, whatever they can to make their money. And then next thing is religion. And religion is very important or prevalent in Mexico. Many homes filled with religious artifacts, or just an everyday item like a candle, but just like has like some religious-esque thing about it, or like design, or like art on it. Churches are very important. They're like, here's a church, and I actually went to that one as well. They're like, at least this one, and a lot of them are, they're like, they have like very, very cool architecture. They're not just like a modern building like we have here. They have like architecture, and it's really cool, and they give like a really good vibe. And then another thing I put is some misconceptions, and I think this one is very prevalent, especially in our society, is the misconceptions on Day of the Dead. And it's not like your fault or anyone's fault. It's just TVs and movies, especially in our culture, like Coco, for example. I always think of this, and I love that movie. It's a good movie, but it also like delivers a false message. Like Coco gives this whole world and meaning, and dives far into Day of the Dead, but in reality, like Day of the Dead isn't like that crazy in Mexico. Like, yeah, like it's kind of almost like a Valentine's Day type. It's obviously there and people celebrate it, but it's not to the extent that you see in like movies and stuff. Like, say someone kind of recently died that year or something. Yeah, you'd probably do something on Day of the Dead for that. But if no one really died anytime recently, or in nothing big ever like happened or something, you'd probably it's just like any other day almost. And because like I was super like, because when I learned about that, I was super like intrigued, and I was like, is this actually true? And so like I asked my aunt, my uncle, my dad, and they all just gave me the same answer. So I was like, that's very interesting. And then after examining all this information, I hope that I painted a good picture of the Mexican culture for you. But I also hope I made it evident on why it's important to understand these cultures or other cultures such as this one to make our world a better place.